When this incident started to unfold, I didn't really take it that serious. I thought just a media hype, it's gonna pass, it's gonna be all right. Now it's really starting to affect me on so many different levels that I just have to talk about it on my channel. And by the way, I'm gonna call it the incident because apparently YouTube doesn't like YouTubers talking about the most talked about topic right now. All right, I'm just gonna avoid naming it by its actual name. Before I start though, I wanna shout out, and just very quickly, so my first ever Patreon, thank you very much, Dave. Dave, you are now enjoying exclusive, hand-picked and premium content on my Patreon. If you want to join Dave, then you can click on the link in the video description. When this whole incident started to unfold, I didn't really take it very serious. So as I said, when the first information started coming in about the incident, I thought, the main consensus was it doesn't like hot climate conditions. I really swallowed that because it made so much sense. The sun, the UV radiation, it's just gonna kill the thing, right? Now, more and more studies are coming out that really say, we don't really know whether or not that virus, oh, now I said it, but whether or not it likes hot climate conditions or if it doesn't really care. And well, we are now seeing an increased number of cases, but more important than the medical problems that it causes, at least at this point, are the political consequences. Because now it turns out that Colombia closes its borders for foreign visitors from Europe and Asia. And that really hit me very hard because my family was planning to visit me here in Colombia for the first time. And I thought that that would be a very important thing for them to see that, I didn't make a bad choice doing this, and that it is indeed a beautiful country and that it is indeed a safe country to live. I thought that would be a very healing thing to have. Now there is a potential risk and a growing risk that is not going to happen. Basically, if you arrive now at the airport and you've been in Europe or Asia in the last 40 days, then you are refused entry into the country. So that obviously sucks. And then I found this crazy story where 2 men and 2 women of French and Spanish nationality will be deported from Colombia after ignoring mandatory instructions to isolate themselves. So Colombian government is now starting to send out foreigners that misbehave in terms of their strategy to combat this incident. Also, what really worries me is when I look to Germany and I see the way that the Germans are behaving in a situation like this, where they, buy all the toilet paper that is available for some weird reason, and they end up buying all the face masks and hand sanitizers and the milk powder, and all those very necessary things are now completely sold out across wide regions of the country. And I really have to ask myself the question, if fairly developed countries like Italy, like Germany, tumble into chaos over this, then how is a less developed country like Colombia going to react in terms of availability for, basic goods, in terms of will I be able to leave the country at all? Will I be in quarantine or whatever? I don't really know what is going to happen. And of course, that affects me as well. And as if that wasn't enough, this also hit me on a financial level quite hard. If you watched other videos of this channel, then you know that I funded a substantial amount of this decision to move to a different country using Bitcoin, and I still had a substantial amount of my savings in Bitcoin. And this blue channel, you can see, the last months were just fantastic. I could really use the profits that these holdings were generating to fund many things here, to fund, travels, etc., etc. Now, it turns out that the Bitcoin is not really a store of value like people were hoping, but it's more like a It's more an asset that is really connected to the state of the economy. So if the economy tumbles, then you can't expect Bitcoin to hold its value. That is now very clear. And I had to learn that the very, very hard way. Now I have these financial setbacks that I have to deal with. But of course, there are always two sides to the coin. And the second side is a positive one in this case, because as you can see, the value of the euro versus the Colombian peso has increased by, around 22% within the last 4 weeks. So basically, whenever I go out grocery shopping and I pay using my German MasterCard, then I will end up paying 22% less than just 1 month ago for the same amount of goods, which is, of course, somewhat a relief for the great financial loss that I accumulated over the last 2 weeks. So although I'm spending a little less, in my day-to-day life, obviously I have to adjust my strategy to those new circumstances. So, a few weeks ago I was much more relaxed in terms of travel plans, for example. Now I really think I have to focus the remaining money that I have. I have to funnel that into building a substantial and reliable income in Colombia. I don't have really much room left for things like travel that would probably turn into good YouTube videos, but wouldn't make me any money because I don't have ads on my YouTube channel and I don't have a big following that would support this financially. So I really have to change my plans for that a little bit at least. But guys, overall, I'm not panicking. I'm not overly pessimistic. I would say I'm still quite optimistic in terms of the future plans and the future of this project. And looking forward, I think that a lot of things that look pretty devastating right now will be looking much brighter in just a few weeks from now. But if you disagree, or if you have any advice, or you want to share any thoughts on this, then please do so in the comments. As you know, I read all the comments. I reply to the comments whenever I feel like I have to say something, I have to add something to that. But yeah, that's the quick update that I just wanted to give you. And I hope you guys stay healthy, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.